Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is NABILA binti Abdullah and my metric number is 055452. I'm from group 4 and today my group members and I want to discuss about moral and ethical issue in credit assessment profession. The purpose of this study is to describe moral and ethical issue in the credit assessment profession. If we read at the news, there's a lot of cases that involve moral and ethical offense when it's come to financial affair. The objective of this study is to discuss about what is moral and ethical issue in this credit assessment profession, what kind of issue that exists in this profession, and history of credit assessment profession. Other than that, we also will discuss about issue and challenge that exists in this credit assessment. When we enter into this profession, of course, the most important thing that we need to have is having a good moral and ethical in ourselves. If we want to nurturing an ethical and moral in ourselves, we need to know what kind of issue that exists in this profession. By studying this issue in this profession, we can take it as a lesson to avoid doing the same mistake when we enter into this profession. To know further about this topic, I will pass this discussion to the next presenter. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. Hi, my name is AISYA binti DALLE and my metric number is 056209. The definition of moral and ethical in credit assessment profession. Moral is the proper ideas and beliefs about how to behave in a way considered right and good by most of people, while ethical is a system of moral principles which affect people to make decisions that is considered right behavior and wrong behavior, and also it leads towards people's life. Moral and ethical are attempts to determine the good from unacceptable behavior. Laws are based on both to define and regulate the duties and obligations. Moral philosophers also tend to regard that moral and ethics as an interchangeable terms. Credit assessment is mean that it should be able to qualify within the limits of its income. For most loans, people are more to likely receive the best interest rates available. If a credit is fair, it will probably not have a trouble for qualifying a loan. Also, it may not receive the best available interest rates. If a credit ratings need an improvement, it may have an issues including moral and also ethical to qualify for many loans. In other words, credit assessment also is a process of determining the ability of a company or a person to repay their debt obligations. In these issues, there are several of moral and ethical issues that happen in the credit assessment profession. It is really important to know that because if there are any problems in the credit assessment process, it will bring more negative impact to the business other than its benefit.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Hani Munirah, BINTI YAZID, and my number is 056517. And today I will present about history of moral and ethical in credit assessment profession. The term ethics and morality are closely related. It is now common to refer to ethical judgment or to ethical principle, where if one would have been more accurate to speak of moral judgment or moral principle. In yearly usage, the term refers not to morality itself, but to the field of study or branch of equality that has morality as its subject matter. When did ethics begin and how did it originate? Ethics began with the introduction of the first moral codes. As usual, every human society has some form of need to explain the origin of morality. In the Love in Paris, there is a black Babylonian column which already showing the sun god Shamus presenting the code of law to Hammurabi, known as the Code of Hammurabi. The Hebrew Bible account of God giving the Ten Commandments to Moses on Mount Sinai. That morality should be invested with all the mystery and power of divine origin is not surprising. Nothing else could provide such strong reason for accepting the moral law. By attributing a divine origin to morality, the priesthood becomes it is an interpreter and guardian and thereby secure for itself a power that it will not readily relinquish. This link between morality and religion has been so firmly forged that it is still sometimes accepted that there can be no morality without religion. The terms moral and ethical in credit assessment profession begin when there are many reasons why ethical violations occur. Other happen when individuals take advantage of loopholes in the system. Ultimately, violations are driven by the potential personal gain of the investment professional. Investors is regarded trust financial institutions with their money and expect them to invest it with integrity. All market risks consider investors expect the highest return and put their faith in the hand of professionals. According, investor confidence is vital to the success of the investment industry. High ethical standards are critical to maintaining the public trust in the financial market and in the investment profession.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm 056148 TASNIM ROSLI. I will present about research method. The research method is the technique used to gather accurate and useful data in order to collect data and complete the task. For this assignment, the first method our group member use is to read article in online publication, where we can easily find the details we need without having to browse every page like we would if we were reading a newspaper. The Star, the New Straits Times and Awani Economic News are some of the online newspaper that I use. The second approach we use is to take the information we want from the blog posts that have been posted explaining in detail and arranged in a way that makes it easier for us to take the information. We obtain knowledge from blogs such as Corporate Finance Institute blog, Ethical Concept blog, The Credit Crisis and the Moral Responsibility of Professionals in Finance blog and other. After that is we take information from videos that are on YouTube which are relevant and have information regarding moral and ethical in credit assessment profession. Among the example of video we referenced was the 3-corner dialogue video we obtained from YouTube. The next is we also take information through Investopedia, where we get information on why moral and ethical in credit assessment profession occur and the cost of it increase. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is NORZALIMI. With message number 056592, and today I'll be presenting about the moral and ethics issue in credit assessment profession. Number 1 is reduced employee morale and the reasons of high turnover. Loan officers normally pass the time because of their heavy workload. They are unable to concentrate on adequate job plans during times of uncertainty, face difficulties in setting strategic goals, and become trouble in dealing with stress. This is how stress affects employee morale. Consequently, one of the causes of high turnover is strain. Some companies are constantly punishing their employees for poor results. If loan officers fail to meet the organization's expectations, they will be fired. Traits like this often irritate loan officers and make them less effective. As a result, there is a lot of turnover. Second, obliterate the institution's reputation and encourage immoral behavior. As a result of unethical pressure, loan officers misbehave with borrowers when receiving repayments. Owing to the client's inability to repay the loan, loan officers often collect the client's household items, causing needless fear in the consumer. This is because it creates a misleading picture in the eyes of consumers, families, and other partners such as donors and donation organizations. Loan agents, on the other hand, become involved in misappropriations and misconduct in order to satisfy the additional pressure of expectation. Lastly, impairment of portfolio quality, credit culture, and long-term sustainable development. Bank officials have been given monthly achievement goals, and its too high and unrealistic targets would have a negative impact on bank officials. Problems like this will make their way to consumers if existing specifications or procedures are not followed. Mainly, it appears that the quality of the loan portfolio is fine, but in the coming years, it might have a dramatic impact on the portfolio. Risk could lead to corruption and cause credit officers to engage in fraudulence, eventually affecting the microfinancing credit culture. Long-term sustainability of MFIs can be distressed by unrealistic pressure.
My name is HANUM JANNAH binti SABERI and my metric number is 056776. And now I will continue to practical recommendation. First, effective implementation of human resource policies and procedures. This procedures is for code of conduct and ethical behavior of staff could be included in these policies. All issues related to staff, program operation, and organization must be specified in an understandable way. Besides that, form an internal team from an existing management will look for implementation of all procedures issues. Second, enhance better communication and feedback. This will ensure effective communication through organizing meeting and field operation visits. Create affordable environment so officers can raise questions about difficulties they face. Also, organize feedback session regarding officers' activities, performance, maintaining regular intervals. And last point is provide needs-based training on stress management and competency. This training could help officers to prepare themselves to face challenge in the workplace. Besides that, introduce mentoring program for the new and existing staff so that the proper guidance and advice are available for all staff. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is NATASHA binti ZAIMI, matric number 056174. As a conclusion, there are a few moral and ethical issues and challenges in credit assessment profession. Businesses and companies are consequently being peaceful from the outside to boost their ethical reputation. First, ethical issue is insider trading frame. Second is campaign financing, and the ethical issue is dwarf or pervasive. Generally accepted accounting principle with the GAAP should be taken to avoid the above problem. Companies will be able to decide what financial statement to report and how to report it is GAAP is not in place, making things harder for the customer and borrower with any interest in the. Next, moral issue in credit profession assessment. Morality is the subject of ethnic, indicating that is also a part of ethnic. Companies with bad ethic and stagnant progress are examples of business talents, as is a description of how these ethical issues impact businesses. First, fraudulent financing transactions. Second, influence, peddling, and political cooperation, and frauding consumer of trained income. Based on issue and challenge, the article that in finance provide that is professional who worker that cannot be entirely responsible for what they did because the institutional sense of the free market system in which they serve leave to no space for them to live up the basic principle that underpin the code of conduct. A strict action should be taken against the offending employee that cannot follow moral and ethical. Thank you.